here to chat about it on this Thursday, and a really fun homestand so far for Evansville. The start of 7 games in 6 days, and so far, so good. The Otters, Preston, are 3-0.
3-0, nice little start to the homestand.
Ryan O'Reilly had the stuff. United Methodist Youth home on a Taco Tuesday. Big crowd, over 2,000. What stood out, Ryan, about Ryan O'Reilly's performance? He's been really dominant the whole year so far.
Ryan O'Reilly, that wipe-out slider, and just the ability to really hone in on throwing fastballs inside on guys. You're able to keep that equation up, you're going to have success in this league, and he did Tuesday night.
And Preston, we saw a newcomer offensively for the Otters this homestand who I know impressed Ryan and Bill on ODN and impressed, I think, anyone who came to the ballpark here over that 3-game series.
Barry Mattis joining the team at the beginning of the series, and right away, the name for him is first professional hit as well as the following with two doubles, just absolutely smacked it to the outfield and the alleyway, and just very quick hands through the zone really, and he also shows some defensive prowess as well. So exciting player, great speed on the base pass. We saw him intentionally slide rounding second at one point to slow his momentum down. So yeah, it seems like he's an all-around type player, and hopefully we continue.
And he was crucial for Evansville because coming in, they had lost 2 of 3, didn't game together in Gateway on Sunday, and really you didn't feel any momentum with this team, and then suddenly he shows up, provides some hard-hit baseballs, and suddenly, you know, that led to a little bit of a charge here for Evansville.
Absolutely. I mean, that first night, someone comes on, they get to make their professional debut. They get to do it at this ballpark, 106 years old. It can be a special night for that alone, but then to go 2 for 3 in your first 2 professional at-bats, a couple of doubles, setting up 2 two-run innings, and that's why the Otters won that Tuesday night game. That was some really magical stuff. It was fun to watch for anybody here in the stands.
Pitching was good from Ryan O'Reilly on Tuesday, and on Wednesday you had Tim Holtgrafer, who really kept the momentum going there with that next start.
Yeah, Tim Holtgrafer, a competitor out there on the mound. He is one of 2 Otters arms in that rotation that was with the club on opening day, though he has pitched himself into that rotation. We got to talk with him ahead of our broadcast today on the Evansville Otters pregame show, and he wears that as a badge of honor. He feels that when he first came into this league that he might have been a little timid, but he saw the competition around him. He got to work with some of the older presences in that Otters bullpen and said, you know what, I'm going to be an attack dog and go out on there on the mound. And you know what, that's worked really, really well for him.
And Preston, back to Mattis. Wednesday's game was weird because he actually batted leadoff as Miles Gordon had a well-rested day off.
Yeah, well-rested day off. Of course, the matchup, when you look at the righty-lefty, a lot of righties in the lineup for Evansville on the middle game of this series. I believe only 2 lefties back to start in the lineup. Then, like I said, well-needed rested day off because Miles Gordon comes back, starts the game in the bottom of the first with a nice little at-bat for the Otters on Thursday in the series finale. Exactly what you need to set the tone for the offense. And then I think also just once again the pitching stood out because it was kind of another gutsy performance from Austin Gossman, who went deep into the game, kind of saved the bullpen a little bit, made some shakiness toward the end a little bit for the bullpen, but Gossman I thought really had a gutsy performance considering I don't think he was always in a groove, and I don't know if it has to do with the heat, the weather, where just nobody was comfortable who was outside today for the series finale, but yeah, a really gutsy performance by him.
Well, Gossman, the Screaming Eagle, is used to pitching in Evansville in February, March, and April during college baseball seasons. It's a lot hotter, and there's more humidity certainly this time of year. And it is a bummer. He had a win really in his bag. As Preston mentioned, the bullpen kind of faltered there. That 5-run inning by Florence was a shell shock. But then Evansville responded. They got the 4 runs back, 4 of the 5 runs back, and then Tyler Spring, he improved to 4-0.
Yeah, Tyler Spring just continues to find himself in good situations and pitches himself into good situations. Kind of had to clean up a little bit of the mess that was on the base pass a little bit, but then he came in for that next inning of work, really locked it down, and then passing the ball on to Taylor Wright after Logan Sawyer had been used in back-to-back days, probably not available at the pin, so Taylor Wright goes out and gets the job done in the 9th.
So it's a really big series for Evansville. They get the sweep, and so what that means, Florence and Evansville are done playing each other. So the 2 top contenders in the West Division, it's over. Evansville wins the series, the season series very important because we know there's no tiebreaker games in the Frontier League. You have to have the tiebreaker, and the Otters have that.
Yeah, it's an important tiebreaker to have, and of course it all goes back not just to the sweep, but winning a couple of those important home run derby games at Florence earlier this year as well. Ryan, you were there, you saw that. Even though the home run derby is new to this year, it ends up playing a big role, I think, maybe by the end of this, just how close this race is, and it could be down to that tiebreaker where maybe the two home run derbies play a huge factor in the final result.
Right, and it really makes Southern Illinois series, I think, interesting too because they're now chasing both the Y'alls and the Otters.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have just built probably some of the most momentum you're going to see at this point in the season. It's late July. It's the last time, as you mentioned, Zane, that the Otters are going to see the Y'alls. This might be, when you look back at the end of the season, one of the bigger series that the Otters have gotten to play. So you're feeling great after a huge sweep. Take it into the weekend and demonstrate that you are the top dog in the West Division, and maybe with some good wins too, the Frontier League.
It'll be an interesting series. 4 games in 3 days. A lot of fun promotions and activities. It starts with Friday. Fireworks after the game. Our friends from Old National Bank and the YMCA. They'll be here 6:35. First pitch time. 70s night. 70s night. Plus a post-game concert, Preston, from Cool Hand Blue will be performing post-game before the
Familiar
fireworks.
voice.
A familiar voice, and we can't wait for that. Then a doubleheader to make up for a lost game from earlier in the season on Saturday. So 5:05, Heritage Federal Credit Union night, a league of their own night, a hat giveaway. And again, make note of that start time if you have the schedule from earlier this year. It's going to say 6:35, but just know game 1 of the doubleheader starts at 5:05, and then finally Ryan Brown's favorite dog days of summer with $2 hot dogs in the finale on Sunday.
Oh yeah, and it's the first day of August as well. It's a real dog day of summer, so make sure you come out to the ballpark in what's going to be a big weekend at Bossy Field for the Otters.
Don't miss out on the themed jerseys on Saturday night for a league of their own night.
That's a great point as well. And you know what August means? It's the time for the push for the postseason. So August, I mean, it really does kind of click into gear, and you got to start making your move. The Otters did that a little bit early. Hopefully they can continue that into the weekend. For Trevor Brown, who's filming us, big thanks to him. Trevor Bell.
Oh my God.
What did I say?
Ring,
No,
ring.
we can't edit that out. So,
You were thinking of Tristan Brown.
no, I was not. I promise. I promise I was not. So, my apologies to Trevor Bell.
I'm just gonna crop you out the rest
No,
of this shot.
I owe Trevor Bell some bell bucks. So, Trevor, apologies to you. Ryan Brown, what's your name again?
I don't even know.
Preston Leinenbach, Zane Clodfelter. This has been OttersTV.